Today's collection selection is the classic Spyderco Military. And when I say classic, I mean it's in its original configuration with G10 handles, black G10 handles, these silver hardware, and an S30V blade. What a great knife this is. My father has this very knife, and my brother has this very knife. And one day I saw one on the secondary market. I was looking for a large Spyderco, saw this, and knew I had to have it. I mean, it's just a thing in my family, I guess. It's a coming-of-age thing, really. Actually, it isn't. This is a very sharp knife. It's thin behind the edge. It's a full flat grind. I love the black blade. It's nice and non-reflective, and I love that area right where the non-reflective coating meets the very reflective edge, where I've stropped it. It sort of polishes the black a little bit, and I think that makes it look cool. So as per usual, this is a liner lock. One of only 2 acceptable tip-down only designs in my collection, or perhaps ever to be created in the world ever. And it's this one and the Microtech Socom Elite. And this has a very good reason for only having tip-down, though I believe they could do something to change it. But why should they if they don't have to? And that is because most of the internal surface, this is all G10, and the metal that holds this blade in, the steel plates that hold this blade in, are only in this area of the knife. And then the lock fastens down in here, the locking leaf fastens down here, and they wanted to keep this knife, because it's so large, I'm assuming they wanted to keep it light. So they didn't, they opted not to put metal plates down here to which you could secure a pocket clip. So until they do that, until they do the Bob DeMarco sprint run and actually put a plate down there and take this and make it positionable down here, you're kind of stuck with tip down on the military. But it's forgivable because this is such an outstanding knife. Big giant handle, accommodates even massive gigantic hands like mine, which are about size medium. And then you can roll up here, and you got this little thumb choil, kind of 50-50 thumb choil you see a lot in Spydercos. You can ride way up, and then you've got that interesting cant of the handle to the blade, so that it's canted forward a little bit, so that when it's on the level, the blade is already starting to do work by the time the level of the hand gets there. That was clear as mud. But there you see, that's what I'm talking about, that little polished area right between the edge and the DLC. This knife has a great big thumb opener, awesome jimping. I mean, look at that jimping. You could saw a tree down with that, except it's very comfortable. It's got this very needly jimping on the lock bar release. It's needly, but the needles are so close together, they don't hurt. Gee whiz, if I knew this was so dusty and grimy, I would have cleaned it out before I showed it to you. Spyderco CPM S30V, you got your Spyder. Made in my favorite country on my favorite planet. And yes, yes, well, someone can Spyder flick it, apparently not me. I can when you're not looking. It's kind of like, standing at the urinal. All right, everybody, enjoy it. This is the Spyderco military model. Take it easy.